kingdom in this material world where we can all deliver through the association of pure devotees, and Srila Prabhupada definitely will help us on that. Thank you, Mataji. Let's begin our Gita discussion class with the Mangalacharan. So, Harini Mataji would like to recite the Mangalacharan. Harini Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. My cell phone is so bad. Oh, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandarpana. Om Agnanam Timirandasya Jnanajana Salakaya Taksur Unmilitam Ena Tasmai Sri Gurve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manopistam Stapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Yutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatha Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakha Vitam Cha हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीन बंधो जगतपते गोपीसा गोपिका कंठा राधा कंठा मनोस् नमोस्तुते तप्त कंचना गौरंगी राधा वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुतदेवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये पंचकल्प तरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण राम हरे हरे बैक टू
Thank you,
माताजी हरे
Mataji.
कृष्ण जी
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice, Mataji, and really wonderful. So, today we'll read Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, verse 5. So, the chapter name of this chapter is the Yoga of the Supreme Person. So, yoga means connecting whom? To the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Person, or it's also called Purushottam Yoga. So, Purush and Uttama. So, Purushottam is a word. It's Purush plus Uttama. Uttama means the highest, and Purush is the Purush. So, who is the highest Purusha? He is the Supreme Lord Krishna, and he is called Purushottama. So, how we can connect, how we can surrender with the Purushottama, with the Krishna, that is actually the main knowledge of Vedas. So, this chapter describes why not Vedas. So, the real knowledge of Vedas is to know Lord Krishna. So, this chapter has acronym HOME. So, I will just describe this one little bit before going to the chapter 15, verse 5. So, the acronym of this chapter is called HOME. So, H for home or hotel, and the verses include 1 to 5, and this uses a metaphor of an upside down banyan tree. We already discussed about in the other verse already in chapter and verse 1 and 2. And this upside down banyan tree actually described about this material world. So this banyan tree or Ashwatha tree is the perverted reflection of the spiritual world. So now why H, home or hotel? Because we are treating this temporary world as our permanent home, rather treating it as a temporary hotel. Because when we go somewhere for our vacation or some conferences or other office work, etc., we usually stayed in the hotel. And on that hotel, we stayed for just for couple of days, and then we had to check out when the time comes. So that means that hotel is not our property, but for some time to stay there, we book the hotel. So the temporary world is also like a hotel. So if we think this is our real home or permanent home, I usually think that this house is my house, this property is my property, this car is my car. These are all temporary, because one day we have to leave this material world, and leaving everything out here and just go in empty hands. So that's why the acronym here H stands for whether it's home or hotel. That is our understanding to realize that what should we consider in this material world. Now next is coming O. O is for on and on. That describes in verses 6 to 11 the transmigration of the soul, means reincarnation of the soul, and the soul usually travels from one body to another body, and it goes on and on. It's called the cycle of birth and death in this material world, because we want to enjoy separate from Krishna. We do not want to understand that Krishna is our Supreme Lord. So that should be our main focus, to do bhakti for Krishna, to do service for Krishna. Yes, we have our home, we have our properties, we have our relatives, we have our near and dear ones, but everything we have to treat, this is the property of Krishna, nothing mine. So that's why when I think that those are all mine, the attachment comes, and it's very hard to detach from those attachments. So there's banyan trees, the trees, the branches, it says like it's like attachment of this material world, and it's give a metaphor of this banyan tree, which is actually the attachment of this living entity to this material world. So next is coming aim. Aim of whom is the maintainer. Who is the maintainer? Maintainer of this whole universe. Krishna explains in the verse 12 to 15 that he is the maintainer of all the living entities, and he provides light of the sun, the moon, the fire of digestion to sustain life. So he is giving us everything because he is the seed giving father. And number E, and the E of the home, the last letter of home is the essence of Vedanta. So what is Vedanta? This is the Vedanta which provides the essence of all Vedic knowledge by explaining the three types of beings. One is perishable, which is Shara, imperishable Akshara, and the Supreme Person, Purushottama. And this final section from 16 to 18, it's called Tri Shloki Gita. We'll read that. It's usually Chatusloki Gita we read, and this is Tri Shloki Gita. So these are the acronyms I just described about this chapter 15. So next I just give briefly discuss about the philosophy of this inverted tree, the banyan tree. We discussed about this. Just would like to give a recap what we read. So this tree, as you see here, there are a lot of branches, leaves, roots are on the upward, because Uddhamulam Adhashakham means the branches are down and the roots are upwards. And this is when we see a tree on the near the water, we saw this upside down direction, and this roots actually is, and this is actually, I just described that this is a perverted replica of the original, and this material world is the shadow of the real eternal spiritual world. That spiritual world, Krishna is in the top, is in the Golok Vrindavan, and then in the root you see this is originated from Lord Brahma. This is the Brahmaloka, and in the purport Prabhupada explained this is the highest loka of this universe, the Brahmaloka, and on the top of the Brahmaloka is the Golok Vrindavan. Now, this upward roots, I'd already described this, it's the Brahmaloka, and the leaves of knowledge. So, the leaves, words represent the Vedic hymns Chandamsi, and this provides the knowledge for the living entity to maintain and elevate their position within this material structure. So, this is the knowledge. The leaves are actually good, it gives a knowledge to maintain and elevate our position within this material structure. And the fourth point is the entanglement and liberation. So the branches are actually the various planetary systems. At Sridhama Prabhuji showed that picture, Gardharva Loka, Bhuloka. There are different kinds of lokas or planetary systems. The branches represents those, and the branches also represent the sense objects. We already described our senses. We have um, Karmendriya, Ganandriya, those senses we have. So it represents, the branches represents that of this tree, and this grow downwards because the soul is entangled with those karmic reactions through those sense enjoyment. So that's why it goes downward, and only the liberation can be achieved by cutting through this tree with the weapon of detachment. So we need to detach from this attachment by cutting the trees, the branches. We have to do that, and that way we'll able to liberate from this material world, and we'll have to go through towards the source, which is the root. And how we can go to the root of the tree? Through bhakti yoga, means practicing devotional service. We can go through to the root, the source. So that's the philosophy of this inverted tree. Now I will just stop sharing and we'll read our today's verse 5. Just bear with me. Okay, so this is chapter 15.5 verse. So I'll just read the sloka, and then Prabhuji and Mataji can read. This is a very important and sloka to memorize. निर्मानमोहाजितसङ्गदोषा अध्यात्मनित्या विनिवृत्तकामा द्वन्द्वैर्विमुक्ता सुखदुःखसंज्ञैर्गच्छन्ति अमूढपदम् अभयं तत्. Prabhuji and Mataji, please read, and we can also memorize if you have time this sloka.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, please.
निर्मानमोहाजितसङ्गदोषा आध्यात्मनित्या विनिवर्तकामा द्वन्द्वैर्विमुक्ते सुखदुःखसंज्ञे गच्छन्त्यमूढा पदमव्ययं तत्. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Prabhuji, Prabhu, Harini Mataji, Asha Mataji, please.
Yeah, I'll read. Nirmanamohajitasanga Atyatma Nitya Vinivritta Dvandair Vimukta Sukadukka Samner Gachanti Amura Padam Avyayam Tat.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Would like to read? Would like to
Hare
try?
Krishna Mataji, can I try Mataji?
Yes, please.
Nirmana Mahajita Sangadosa Adhyatma Nitya Vinirvitha Kama Dvanda Vimukta Sukha Dukha Samijnai Gachanti Amudha Padam Abhyayam Tat. Back to Mataji. Hare Krishna, I tried.
Yes, Mataji. That's trying is the only, we can only try. Thank you, Mataji. And then when you have time, just Mataji, you can just memorize the sloka. Then you can, it will be more easy for you.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Mataji. I'll try.
And
Hare Krishna.
anyone else?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, please, Mataji.
निर्माण मोहाजित संग दोषा आध्यात्म नित्य विनिवृत्त कामः द्वंद्वे विमुक्ता सुख दुःख संगे गच्छन्ति मूढा पदमं व्ययं तत्. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice. So, devotees, please read synonyms and translation. Sai Prabhu would like to read.
Hare Krishna Mataji, sure.
Yes, please.
Nih, without, mana, false prestige, moha, an illusion, jita, having conquered, sangha of association, dosa, the fruits, adhyat,
False.
adhyatma, the spiritual knowledge, nitya, in eternity, vinivrata, disassociated, kama, from lust, dvanda, from the dualities, vimukta, liberated, sukha, happiness and distress, samphe, named, gachanti, attain, amuda, unbewildered, padam, situation, avyayam, eternal, tat, that. Translation. Mataji, can I read translation as well?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, please.
Okay. Those who are free from false prestige, illusion, and false association, who understand the eternal, who are done with material lust, who are freed from the dualities of happiness and distress, and who, unbewildered, know how to surrender unto the Supreme Person, attain to that eternal kingdom.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So, purport, one devotee can read the purport. Who would like to read? Raghu Prabhu or Subal Prabhu?
Raghu Prabhuji, would like to read or you? Okay, Mataji, I can read the first paragraph.
Okay.
The surrounding process is described here very nicely. The first one,
Surrendering.
the surrendering. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
The surrendering process is described here very nicely. The first qualification is that one should not be deluded by pride, because the conditioned soul is puffed up, thinking himself the Lord of material nature. It is very difficult for him to surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One should know by the cultivation of real knowledge that he is not a Lord of material nature. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the Lord. When one is free from delusion caused by pride, he can begin the process of surrender. For one who is always expecting some honor in this material world, it is not possible to surrender to the Supreme Person. Pride is due to illusion, and although one comes here, stays for a brief time, and then goes away, he has the foolish notation that he is the Lord of the world. He thus makes all things complicated, and he is always in trouble. The whole world moves under this impression. People are considering the land, this earth, to belong to human society. And they have divided the land under the false impression that they are the proprietors. One has to get out of this false notation that human society is the proprietor of this world. You want me to continue, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu, you can continue. It's a small.
Yeah, okay. When one is freed from such false notation, he becomes free from all the false associations caused by familial, social, and national affections. These faulty associations bind one to this material world. After this stage, one has to develop spiritual knowledge. One has to cultivate knowledge of what is actually his own and what is actually not his own. And when one has an understanding of things as they are, he becomes free from all dual conceptions such as happiness and distress, pleasure and pain. He becomes full in knowledge. Then it is possible for him to surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Prabhuji, please add your comments.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So this is, as you mentioned, one of the important shlokas that Srila Prabhupada quotes as well. So here we can see that how the surrendering process is explained here. Who will be able to surrender the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, is explained here very nicely. One who is free from the false prestige or pride. That is the first qualification. Because once we are in this material world, we think we have this qualification, that qualification, we are puffed up. And of course, we are Ishwaras, but we are very minute Ishwaras. We might be, Ishvara for this family or, very small. But the Supreme Personality of God, Lord Krishna, is the, Ishvara of all the Ishwaras. So that's why, sometimes we expect honor, but we should not. This expecting honor, we should be humble like a blade of grass. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Trinadapi Sunichena Tarurbe Amanina Mananena Kirtaniya Sadhari. And the solution, we have to cultivate humbleness, that I am the servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And also freedom from illusion, like pride. Illusion comes with, thinking that I'm the proprietor, and the entire world is under, false impression. Everybody is thinking that, oh, I am the proprietor of this, this country, or president or whatever. But this land, water, everything, we register this home in our name. But it is only temporary. We come, we go, and somebody else will become the proprietors. But actual proprietor is Lord Krishna. He is the proprietor of all these, spiritual world and the material world. So as we know, when Mahavishnu breathes out, hundreds of thousands of these universes are, come into existence. And when he breathes in, all this go away. So for Mahavishnu, it is a fraction of few seconds. But in this, we get attached to this so much. So I mean, now that we have this opportunity to serve the Lord, we have to serve in multiple ways, like building center, temple, as much as possible. Lord, when building the bridge for Lord Rama, Hanuman and Jambavan were putting mountains, and the squirrel was, just putting some small pebbles. But squirrel was doing, whatever the best he can. So in that way, we have to do our best, and we have to be freedom from the false associations, false proprietorship, and also understand the eternal, supreme knowledge. Guru Sadhu Shastra, cultivate the knowledge, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. This will, help us to get detached and from these dualities, because sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are bewildered. But with proper knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we can surrender and go back to Godhead. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dhanavad.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice. Very nicely you explained about this beautiful verse. Yes, we have to think of, we are the squirrel. We can just help in Prabhupada's mission, whatever the way, best way we can do it. And then the next Prabhupada will help to fulfill his mission to please Krishna, to please the Lordship. And as everything in this material world is false and temporary. And so thank you so much, Prabhuji. You already explained all the points. And I just would like to share the story of Alexander the Great. So Alexander, he was the great king, as you all know, in Greece. And he was born in Macedonia in Greece. Alexander conquered almost many countries, but he died at the age of 32 years. Some people says he died because of the malaria, and some says that someone poisoned him. And very unfortunate, he reigned 20 years. When he was 16, he just first went to the battlefield at the age of 16. So Alexander, when he was dying, before few days before, he instructed his kingsmen for 3 instructions he gave to his kinsmen. First one was, when he will die, his doctors will carry him to the crematorium. That was the first instruction. The second instruction was that when he will go, that time his both hands will be both on the both side, and it will be spreading on the air. That was the second point. And the third point was, he wants that when before his procession, when he leave the body, during the procession, all the jewelries, all the ornaments, golds, everything, whatever he conquered through this through his journey, he will just spread to all the poorly people. So that was the 3 criteria he instructed to his kinsmen. So first one, why he said that doctors will carry his body? Because he said that I'm a great king. I have everything, but still I have to die. No one can control my death, and no one can change my destiny of my death time and everything. Even not the doctors who are who they cannot also don't they also won't be able to save me, save my life. So they will carry me to the crematorium. And then he said that I have to keep my 2 hands on the air, and 2 sides, spreading in 2 sides, to show the people that I came empty handed and I will go also in empty hand. I cannot take anything with me during my departure from this world. And the third was, those jewelry, those all the valuable money, jewels, everything, no use, because he cannot he cannot take with him all those things. And that means everything in this material world is temporary. One day we have to leave our body, we have to leave everything, we have to leave all our clothes, whom we called clothes. Yes, definitely we have attachment with them. It's obvious. I cannot say like I do not have any attachment with my son, my husband, my relatives, my sister, etc. I cannot say that. If I say that, it will be lie. I have attachment. At this moment, if someone asks me, okay, can you leave them? I cannot leave them. But I should visualize those attachment, those relationship on the perspective of the Lord's property. That way, it's nothing mine. So that's why too attachment is also not good. Even too detachment is also not good. So we have to balance, and so that's what we heard. We learned from this lesson of Alexander the Great king, who proved that everything is temporary in this material world, and we came here empty handed, we'll go also empty handed in this material world. So means this material world is temporary. So here, therefore, in this verse, Prabhupada is explained about the surrendering process. How we can surrender and who can surrender to the Lord, and who can go back to the eternal kingdom. The pure devotees who came in this material world, they came for us, like Srila Prabhupada. Maybe he is in now in other world, because there are a lot of, as Prabhuji mentioned about Mahavishnu's creation. It's a lot of universe created by Garbhodakshai Vishnu and from its breathings. So that's why we have lot of universes, and maybe Prabhupada is somewhere else preaching the Krishna consciousness and also building centers and temples to please Krishna. So that's why our Acharya come to this material world to give us guidance, and that's why we need Guru. With the help of the Guru, we will be able to surrender to the Supreme Lord, we will be able to detach from this material world, because this is the perverted reflection of the spiritual world. So in the spiritual world, everything is illuminating. Everything is full of knowledge. And what is the knowledge? The knowledge is that Krishna is the absolute truth. And with practicing, with associating with devotees, with reading scriptures, and as well as taking the shelter of the Guru, our life will be more disciplined, and we'll be able to do continuous service to please the Lordship. So here in this purport, as Prabhuji nicely explained about like who are eligible to go back to the eternal kingdom, who are they? They are free of false prestige. So our false prestige is like, oh, I am this, I am that, I work in this big company, or I am this, I got this much salary, I have this house, oh, people like me a lot, I did this, I did that. So that's all false prestige. Someday it will break. Someone superior than me will come, and he or she will take that position. So there is no point to have this false prestige or false ego. That is actually that is the main reason of our suffering, because we have the false ego or false prestige. And then second is the illusion. Illusion means this is as I said, like the acronym of this chapter is home. So H means home or hotel. So we are thinking that we are this is permanent, our home is permanent, everything is permanent, we are the body, so we want to enjoy, but that is actually illusion. And then false association. So Prabhupada gave some example in the purport that false association means like it's kind of different political association. That's Prabhupada explained in the purport. I believe he talked about this false notion that human society is the proprietor of this world, and then national affections, associations caused by familial, social, national affections. So those are actually all false association. We do not need those. We do not need to associate with people also who are not Krishna conscious. That's also very important for a devotee to know that with whom we are associating with. that's actually affects our consciousness. So one Prabhuji was telling that when you are conscious, then you can become Krishna conscious. First, increase your consciousness. That consciousness will help you to choose the path of Krishna conscious. Because I may be conscious with something. Oh, I'm very conscious about this, I'm very conscious about that, not eating this, not eating that. But am I Krishna conscious? That's where I also have to think. Like, how can I become Krishna conscious? So there, then only our consciousness will be fruitful to choose the particular consciousness. And then number 4 is the material lust. Prabhupada says the material lust, like to the lust, greed, those things, and want to get more money, more fame, more name, or something like a beautiful wife or beautiful husband, etc. But it doesn't need everything simple, minimum it's required for a devotee. Devotee mentality should be very simple. And number 5 is the dualities of happiness and distress. So a pure devotee, they are not at all duality of happiness, distress, pain, pleasure. Everything for them is equal. If they get some little alms, like who are the devotees, they or brahmacharis, they don't take much in their everyday's life. It's called madhukari. I don't know about now, but it's in the Vedic yuga, or it was like madhukari. A Brahman only will go and get the alms. Even Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, also 540 years ago, the sannyasis or brahmacharis, they will go to collect alms only for their that day's eating, and that's it. So that's called madhukari. So they will get little bit money and or some rice or lentils or grains, etc., and they will cook with that for that day. Again, next day they will go for getting alms, and that way their life goes. So that's why if they get little bit less food, maybe it's for only one day, they will get the supply for their livings. They are happy. They are not unhappy. But whatever they get, they are happy because their main goal is to serve the Lord. So in our like person like me, the regular living entity who are like dealing everyday's life, sometimes I get very upset about something, like, oh, it's not happened the way I wanted to happen. Or someday I'm very happy. Oh, I'm very happy because I got this materially. So those are the nature of the person like me, as a regular person who has the dualities. But a person who can overcome this dualities of happiness and distress, like nothing can actually influence them. They can be happy with anything, whatever he gets in their life. So those persons can go to the eternal kingdom, or those person will be eligible to know the absolute truth. And what is the absolute truth? Krishna is the supreme. That's the absolute truth. And also we are the soul, not the body, and Krishna is the super soul, resides in our heart. So it's a continuation of, as Prabhupada says, to attain the eternal kingdom, what we need to understand the eternal means to understand that we are the soul, not the body, and we are the part and parcel of Lord Krishna, and Krishna is our super soul. And number 2 is become full in spiritual knowledge. Again, the same spiritual knowledge is knowing Krishna, and that is also Veda. To know Krishna is Veda. And the 3rd is how to surrender to the Lord. So, to surrender to the Lord, we need the guidance of Guru or Acharya. Without Guru, without Acharya, we cannot surrender by ourselves to Krishna. We cannot go directly to Krishna. We need Guru. Guru will take us to Krishna. So we have Shiksha Guru. We can have lot of Shiksha Gurus, but one Diksha Guru. And that way, how to know to surrender? Then that person will attain the eternal kingdom. And that way, they will remove from this cycle of birth and death. So now I will just read this very beautiful verse. This is a process of surrender, and Bhagavad Gita 2.7. It says that Arjuna is surrendering in this verse to Lord Krishna, saying, "You are everything. Whatever you think, you do. I am confused. I don't know what to do." So he is surrendering to Lord Krishna, and from then on, Krishna is the Guru, spiritual master of who? Arjuna. Arjuna became the disciple of Krishna. Before that, Arjuna and Krishna was friend. They were friend each to each other. But from then here, from this surrendering process, Arjuna became the disciple of Krishna, and then Krishna started speaking Arjuna to the absolute truth. So this is the verse. Karpanya dosho pahata savava pritchami tam dharma sammura cheta yashrehasya nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyaisteham swadhimam tam prapannam. Anyone wants to read the translation, please?
I can read, Mataji.
Yes, Babuji.
Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrender unto you. Please instruct me. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So, this way, Krishna started speaking the Bhagavad Gita and giving the instruction to Arjuna when Arjuna surrendered to Krishna. So, surrendering is very important, and through this surrendering, we will able to connect to the Purushottam, Bhagavan Sri Krishna. So, that's I will stop here, and please, Prabhujis and Matajis, add your comments, whatever you want to speak, please. Raghu Prabhu, you are quiet today.
I think you
Prabhuji is
and
not.
Subal Prabhuji explained everything so well. I don't know what to add, but I'll just say a little bit. This text 5, you explained it very well. Uh, pride is pride is a big problem. It's a big hurdle. The false ego is a big hurdle, and as long as we have false ego and we think that we own everything in this material world, whatever we have, you know, we get properties in India and people divide them. And there are cases where actually uh, brothers have fought for a piece of property that's left to them and even gone to court and so on. So that's all ridiculous. When you start reading the Bhagavad Gita, and if you talk to people who haven't read the Bhagavad Gita and are full of pride, it's like talking to an animal. So uh, uh, this is a very important point. And then not only that, this the whole all the countries, everything, they're all artificially divided uh, in terms of uh, this this much land belongs to this country, that land belongs to the other country, and only so and so people can come here and migrate here. So this sort of thing is just going on every day, all the time, and this is actually driving more and more uh, animosity among people. Uh, instead of uh, cooperating with each other and living, there's actually more animosity. It's because of this illusion that everything belongs to me. We are the proprietors of everything. So as long as you are consumed by that type of behavior, you can never surrender to the Supreme Lord. So you really have to realize that first, and that is really the first step. That is all meaningless. And as you very well described Alexander the Great, we all of us came with nothing and will go with nothing. So what is the point? Why are we fighting about all this stuff? This is so temporary. It's like a stroke of lightning or something. It's so temporary, our life on earth. So one day will come and we have to go. So we should be preparing for that day instead of preparing for uh, trying to divide a property or saying this is mine and looking for fame and honor, which are all temporary. It doesn't matter. It's so those are. So you already explained everything. So thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice addition. Thanks. Yeah, that proper, yes, this brothers, those siblings, those fighting is very common in India. Yeah, it's very common. And lot of jealousy and yeah, it's very common. I'm not sure if between the devotees, maybe it's less. Yeah, I'm assuming that, but it should be.
Well, the thing is, not everyone are devotees. If a devotee is talking to a
Mataji,
non-devotee,
in my family, there's lots of
Yeah.
lots of going on, Mataji. I don't know.
Yeah. Yes, Mataji. I think, yeah, everyone's same story, more or less. Yeah, about those. And when someone also lives
Mm-hmm.
far
Mm-hmm.
from home, and
Mm-hmm.
whoever there, they think like
Mm-hmm.
we'll take everything, not give
Yeah,
anything to. Yeah, those
yeah,
things are like
yeah.
happening.
Same thing has happening, Mataji.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So that's
Mataji,
why. Yes.
Mataji, during these fights, sometimes forgiveness is also dangerous, Mataji.
Mm.
We devotees and Hindus, when we are attacked or condemned by somebody, we just letting them go. Okay, Krishna will take care, our karma will follow. And today,
Mm.
Hindu Dharma is in the danger because we are getting loose of this. It is not so-called fighting; it is a protecting yourself. When it comes to the family or property matters, the underlying thing is not about the money, right? The underlying is about protecting your own self-respect, and that is what leading people not to accept or convince themselves, right? I mean, today you may be convinced in your generation, so tomorrow you are setting something to your children. Hey, when somebody come and grab your
But
property, you have to
nobody's acting like that, Prabhuji. Sriram Prabhuji.
true. No, true, Mataji. But what I'm saying is, to an extent, we have to fight. We are not fighting for the money. We are fighting for the self-respect.
Yeah.
In India, a lot, Mataji, especially in the South Indian culture, lot, Mataji. This kind of
Mm.
problems, yeah. I don't know about North Indian, but South Indian.
Everywhere, Mataji, there is no
Everywhere,
exception.
yeah. Bengal also, like everywhere, Mataji.
Oh, is it, Mataji? Oh, I didn't know
Right.
that.
Mm.
It happens in America also, but we are not facing it in our
Okay.
generation, Mataji. There are so many property frauds, right? Title conflicts that going on. People are in the court, fighting this is my property and that is my property. Here it is a different kind of a dispute, whereas in India is also a different kind of dispute, but the underlying is you must fight and you have to fight no matter you are a devotee or not.
Mm.
Otherwise, one day somebody will come and just grab you out of your home. What will you do? Will you go and say, "Hey, Krishna, will you take care of me?" No,
Mm.
Krishna will take care when you are ready to participate in protecting yourself. Right? You can't let the lamp sit in the air and say, I'm a devotee and Krishna will take care. No, it will not happen like that, right? You have to attempt yourself to protect in dharma way then Krishna will come and then make your way strong for you.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhujis and Matajis. Nice discussion. We can close our discussion here. Anything, unless you have any comments? Pancha kalpatarubhaisya kripa sindhuba eva cha patitanam pavanebhya vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. ISKCON Temple की जय, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय.
Yeah.
Krishna.
जय
Saraswati Mataji ki jai.
Paswati Mata जी की जय.
Jai.